What's up, y'all? What's happening? Uh, I'm not gonna be on the screen today. That's a heads up. That's a heads up. Welcome to Karmic Dynasty. Those that need to be welcome. There are some that cannot, but I've always been one to welcome my people in here in my world in any matter. Okay, dog. All right. So right now, I am here to summary the Nature Boy Disney Hulu cult story on there. You know what I mean? Part one, we did a summary. We did a introduction. And in the second part of the review and breakdown of the Nature Boy Cult series on Disney Plus Hulu, we discussed what did he do to get on there on Disney Hulu? But Elijah, Nature Boy. Do they got a story on there of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad of the Nation of Islam? You know what I mean? They is picking and choosing and why. So that's what we looked at in part two, you know. In part three, as was discussed in the introduction in part one, Nature Boy, like some people, I know I'm a user. Um, I'm a user. Use the astrological birth charts of people as a vetting system to let them in his space and or not. I'm a user too. So we discussed that in part three, and with destiny swapping. And in part two, most definitely, we discussed the parallels in the how did Nature Boy get on the Disney Channel? Is it because he's like the modern day Honorable Elijah Muhammad and they know his mannerisms, behaviors, personality type traits, and they know that whatever agenda they want fulfilled, that Nature Boy gonna go in there and do it. He gonna do a part. He may not be exactly what they want him to do, but he gonna go in there and do enough to fulfill their agenda. Definitely. Now tonight I'm gonna sum up, and right quick I'm gonna address some of the parallels of the structures of organizations between these two men right here. So, peace, Kai. K Croft is 99, my BFF. My BFF. What's up, ma'am? Peace to you too. Peace. She's my moderator. Don't mess with her. Don't mess with her. All right, so we are going in here. We're going to look at this Wikipedia right quick of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And when pulling these two screens up, I definitely saw something right quick on his screen. And I'm going to pull up Eligio Bishop's screen as well. We're just going to read a little bit, look at some images, and then keep moving on here. Elijah Muhammad was a transformative leader of the Nation of Islam, shaping Black empowerment. That's a Nature Boy trait. Self-determination and religious thought in the United States. Transformative leader, definitely. He was born in October in Georgia, has some children, formal education, and in the fields. He worked in sawmills, brickyards, and fields to support his family. Nature Boy worked in the fields, nature, the grass, the trees, the stuff. Okay, and they both got married. Nature Boy was married. Honorable Elijah Muhammad was married. Now, here it says, this caught my eye. Muhammad moved his family. Eligio Bishop moved his family Sure did. As part of a great migration, seeking better economic and social opportunities. I'm telling you, it sounds the same to me. So before we go any further, let's go over and look at Eligio Bishop right quick. Now I went, as you see, to go find his Wikipedia. Now I want to know how he can get on the Disney Channel, but he can't get no Wikipedia. Am I missing something? Do I need another search engine? What's the hell? Either way, we're gonna look at this right quick. So we have the Where Is He Now? Alleged cult leader. You know, the system, we talked about cults in part 3. Cults and culture. Cult is short for culture. Moving forward, and we got some more of him. And then there's the Inside the Modern Day Cult. Now, this is the series I'm talking about right here. ABC News Studios, Disney Plus, and Hulu got this man a whole 4-part series. So that's why I got a 4-part series. I had to get at that. Look at this. This is a call him their God. But behind the charismatic facade, he was a master manipulator. Was like he ain't here no more or something was. He's still a master manipulator. Like, cause the jail, the handcuffs automatically take them characteristics away. If that was the truth, then they would put them on the people on site. That would eliminate the master manipulator in them, and then take the handcuffs off and everybody all right. What you mean he was? These people at literature. And we talk about ABC News. I cannot. So I don't know this anyway. In the end here. And then it's turned into something more sinister. I heard some stuff sinister about Elijah Muhammad too. I don't see him on no Disney Channel about a cult story. So let's go over here and let's look at some images of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He has definitely had his moment in the public eye. You know, no secret to nobody. Both of them. I'm telling you, I wonder if the internet was around when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was here. How would that have looked? Would he been a cult master manipulator on site? What y'all think? I'm curious. I'll just imagine Honorable Elijah Muhammad with a Facebook and a TikTok. Oh dear, his followers would have been outrageous. The numbers would have been outrageous. Just outrageous. Ain't it something? Goodness, I don't know. Yep. It's here to be talked about. I don't know. They something else. I don't even want to talk about it. We just gonna keep moving on here. Because he didn't have an Instagram, but he had his literature. He had books, you know. He definitely was in the public eye. A great leader, many will tell you. And as we see here, he in his time in jail, it ain't shown here, but I'm gonna say it. A big part, one major part, all parts are great, of the Nation of Islam is the FOI, Fruit of Islam. And for the most part is what I really was going to talk about to compare for sure. The similarities of NatureBoy and Eligio Bishop. And that is that they both were imprisoned. They both were locked up. They both did their time. Well, Eligio Bishop is doing his. I don't know how much he's gonna do it. I heard he had life in 10 years. So who knows? Yet to serve all of that. Either way, Elijah Muhammad was in there when he was locked up, and in his movement in the prison system, with the lockup system, he gave the knowledge to the men in there with him. Do we have to look at this more closely here? Let's go look at that closely. And from that and more efforts, the Fruit of Islam, FOI, was there. Now, again, this is the modern day when it comes to Eliseo Bishop. I'm speaking on the modern day movement that mirrored, reflected Honorable Elijah Muhammad's works. So then Nature Boy, in a manner, I know he in there sharing that knowledge. I know he's doing what they call recruiting. I don't know why Disney Channel, I don't need to know why, but Disney Channel put this man on their channel. Hulu, ABC News. To me, that just brings more publicity to the cults and more awareness to those who weren't aware. So why would they do that? To me, it's like awareness, but how they presented the story, it was more speak about sinister. It was something more sinister to it. So the Fruit of Islam, FOI, is the paramilitary wing of the Nation of Islam. And this is my point here with bringing this up. So, modern day, now the Fruit of Islam, they ain't really too, in the general public, influential. They don't have much of a presence in a lot of cities. And that has been a talk about the Nation of Islam for some time. I've been aware, for sure, I'm aware. In a lot of cities, they trying to get them in there. Now, Nature Boy Eliseo Bishop formed him a squad. And I'm sure in prison, them ones in there might be a little bit harder, not as soft as the ones that was in the jungle and traveling around with Nature Boy and was willing to drink his semen to prove their allegiance. I'm pretty sure he gonna get a harder core of a following and a gathering while he in the prison. And all them people ain't in there for life with Nature Boy. They coming out. And I'm pretty sure the Nature Boys following and supporters out here in the freedom world is going to be supporting them people getting out and helping spread the message. Current message of Nature Boy from in lockup. He going to send the message out. It's already coming out. I'm pretty sure. I'm unbothered by it. Goodness, y'all. I'm telling you. It's something to need to know. Now, Disney's efforts, they could say they are alerting the public. Just be aware. You know, who knows? What I know is I'm aware. I've been aware. I didn't have any from afar, remotely, outside looking in. I didn't have any, I question a lot of people, a whole lot of people, and they ain't locked up. I done been in some situations with some people in their presence that should have been locked up. Way far worse stuff than what he doing. And they got people walking around out here. Not to say where Nature Boy should or shouldn't be, but I'm telling you, to get on Disney, and I'm waiting, as I said, for his side, Nature Boy's side of the story to be told. Because they only shared interviews for the people who weren't supportive of him. You know? So, as they say, there's more than at least one part to a story. So where the rest of the part of his story at? Nature Boy's story. I think part of this is for media purposes. for them to make some money and have their agenda partnered up. Like how I swear these cities with these materials and people so-called going to the moon and space and can build spaceships and all this stuff, they got some materials to go on those roads and eliminate potholes. But no, you can't do that because they got to keep it in the family. So they need construction workers to go out and fill the potholes. They need to be in cahoots with the automotive mechanics so they can repair and make money from the damages done to the vehicles because they went through, under, above, over some potholes. Madness. I think maybe we're going to see. Watch what I tell you. Netflix, for example, going to come out with a Nature Boy series. His side of the story, his perspective, Nature Boy's POV. I'm telling you, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. I mean, where the fairness at? You're going to take him through the legal system and then talk about, because that's the fair. Isn't it fair for the public to hear from this man's mouth theyself, not the parts that the media done clipped out to show him as a horror story? Because he's a whole monster, just straight sinister. But he was a master manipulator. So he's straight now. Straight. Put him out here in general population. They said he was. That means the past tense. No more. But we're gonna go back because I was comparing. Let's go back over here some more and look at the leadership of the Nation of Islam. We're gonna run over here back to Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, I was about to say Elijah, which brings me to my other point. You see how Elijah and Elijah start out the same? Elijah, Eligio, Eo, ah, E-I-A, E-I-O, ooh. Come on now. Uh-huh. Now, there was some Honorable Elijah Muhammad was arrested in Chicago. He was gone for 7 years. Failure to register for the draft during World War II. And he also was charged for instructing his followers not to register for the draft or serve in the armed forces. Nature Boy was telling people, his followers, don't get no passport. Don't renew your paperwork. For what? That ain't even your real self. Your real self is of nature. What do you need some paperwork for? Are they gonna give Honorable Elijah Muhammad a Disney 4-part series? They similar. Let's go back over here and look at some more stuff. Look at this here. I'm just saying. Okay. Michigan. During that time, he was locked up. Honorable Elijah Muhammad. His wife and trusted aides ran the organization. Muhammad transmitted his messages and directives to followers in letters. Nature Boy is transmitting his messages and directives through social media, through letters, through cell phone use. Technology, the times change, but the profile the same. While Muhammad was in prison, the growth of the Nation of Islam had stagnated, with fewer than 400 members remaining by the time of his release in 1946. However, through the conversion of his fellow inmates, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, through the conversion of his fellow inmates, The Nature Boy model that they got Nature Boy doing exercising this model right here. Real. Through the conversion of his fellow inmates, as well as renewed efforts outside prison, he was able to redouble his efforts and continue growing the nation. Now, Eligio Bishop, he has the Carbon Nation. Carbon Nation. Right? And they take Carbon Nation. The Nation. Carbon Nation. It's all over YouTube. Carbon Nation. It's enough. I ain't gonna say all over, but it's over there. These videos got Carbon Nation all in the title. In the nation. Nation of Islam. NOI. Muhammad preached his own version of Islam to his followers. According to him, blacks were known as the original human beings. That sounds like a Leo Bishop in there somewhere. We gonna talk about them evil people. Kai Creatress in here. She say this word out loud right now. With the evil ones being an offshoot race that would go on to oppress black people for 6,000 years. The origins of the race would come to be known as Yaqub's history within Muhammad's teachings. Yaqub. In the autobiography of Malcolm X talks about when he first encounters this doctrine, though he will later come to regret that he ever believed in it. Now, we gonna talk about Malcolm X today, looking like them men in the Disney 4-part series, docuseries of a Cult of NatureBoy Eligio Bishop. And them men in there that once Eligio was locked up, they scattered. They is free. They is free. They regretted that they ever believed in what Nature Boy said. I don't know. They in that interview didn't sound like they too much regretted Nature Boy asking them to drink his semen to prove their allegiance. I don't think so. Now, some scholars and commentators have noted parallels. We hear today talking about parallels. Parallels between certain teachings, symbolism, and rhetorical themes within the Nation of Islam and elements associated with Freemasonry and other esoteric traditions. This is traditional. This is hand-me-down. This is a living inheritance. Don't they got somebody over in charge of the Nation of Islam right now? It's time to pass the torch. Because they didn't pass it to no FOI. They didn't pass it to no man in the NOI. They passed that torch. The Disney Channel, Hulu, ABC News Studio presented the ceremony in the docuseries 4 parts. The torch was passed to Eligio Bishop. For real. No? What's this? Oh! This is a parallel right here. Much of Muhammad's teachings appealed to young. That's what Disney and them said. Hulu said that Nature Boy did. He appealed to the young, economically disadvantaged African American males from Christian backgrounds. Traditionally, black males would not go to church because the church did not address their needs. So people like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and people like Nature Boy, Eligio Bishop, they gonna cater to the needs of the black young man. I was in here the other day talking about Elon Musk and Lupita and how she ain't beautiful, on some other stuff, and the story of the black man to the rescue. And I told the audience, hey, the black man ain't about to rescue no black woman. Now the Superman ain't. He'll be back. I don't know. Right now, though, seem like for some time now, it's about the black man needing a superhero. So you gonna put somebody like, I don't be Elijah Muhammad in charge of that movement and pass the torch on down to over to Eligio Bishop to finish it up. Now, question is, because it's in the 70s, now it's the year 2026. So we looking at it like 2070-ish. Math, who got a calculator? The year 2070. We need about another 50 years or something. Who gonna get the pass? Who gonna get the next torch? Who Eligio Bishop gonna get the torch passed to? Because somebody else got to start looking out for these young black men. Okay. Now, we talking about similarities, but I'm going to give this man credit what credit is due. This one credit. This one credit right here, because he got something. I'm going to get this one because I'm familiar and I'm aware of some stuff. And this is some stuff I didn't share on social media before. So, Elijah Muhammad purchased land and businesses to provide housing and employment for young black males. I don't see none on here about young black women, old black women, none. The neglect of the woman. Eligio Bishop in charge with that, the neglect of the black woman. By the 70s, the Nation of Islam owned bakeries, barbershops. Eligio Bishop worked in the barbershop. He owned one. Coffee shops, grocery stores. Eligio Bishop was in the grocery stores telling us what PLUs was bad, what PLUs on the fruit is good, organic. Eligio Bishop was in a grocery store giving us the knowledge tip of don't eat the food inside the grocery aisles. The best food is the food on the outer perimeter, the border, the boundaries. Similarities. Eligio Bishop don't wear a shirt in public, but I don't Elijah Muhammad always wears a shirt in public. But we ain't here to discuss the differences too much. I'm here to discuss the similarities. So back over here. Laundromats were owned by the NOI. Nightclubs. Eligio Bishop was a stripper in a nightclub. Printing plant, retail stores, numerous real estate holdings, and a fleet of tractor trailers, plus farmland in Michigan, Alabama, and Georgia. Yeah, all of that good stuff. Dietary advice. I know I just talked about Eligio Bishop and dietary advice. Now we got Muhammad. He authored 2-volume How to Eat to Live, which promoted pseudoscientific views about diet and nutrition. He argued that only one meal should be eaten a day at the most. And if black people eat only one meal every 3 days, they will never get sick and may possibly live for 1,000 years. That's what he said. 1,000 years. How long y'all out there living till? How long is y'all out there living till? Because NatureBoy was about that nature life out there. How long is we out there living, y'all? And why is it? Because we eating too much. That's what Elijah Muhammad said. That's what Eligio Bishop said. They was both pretty lean kind of men. I mean, if they gonna talk their shit, they's a good looking role model in the body type. They don't look like they was eating steak and shake every day in McDonald's. You know? I'm just saying. But anyway, we talking about them similarities. So let's go back to some of them similarities. Because I'm simply just reading from Wikipedia and looking at some images. I don't know, y'all. Is y'all planning on living to 1,000 years old? Elijah Muhammad argued that eating pork will bring about depraved behavior and culture of them Westerners. I heard some people say them Westerners ain't got no culture. These people right here, I heard them say they ain't got no culture. That's why they copy everybody else's culture and blackface and stuff. Oh, they got a culture. It's called depraved behavior. According to Muhammad, beef, lamb, and camel were permissible, but should be avoided if possible. All right. Yeah, he stated that Allah forbids us to eat the flesh of swine or of fish weighing 50 pounds or more. Okay, I ain't about to go into that. So we got talking about pigeons, food. We got all the food stuff. So he has some publications. I know Nature Boy published some music. He got some music under his belt. The work is work. Art is art. Different art forms. January. Okay, so this is about him not being here and Savior's Day and his wife and all some stuff. We talking about a legacy here. We talking about a legacy here. Yeah. The movements. Yep. Detroit. What up, though? Definitely. The Nation of Islam, at the time of this Wikipedia article, is estimated to have been between 20,000 and 50,000 members, and 130 mosques offering numerous social programs. So, in a world where Nature Boy has been, I say, passed the torch to take care of the people, had that army out there. They setting the scene for him to have that many members too? Or is Disney and them setting the scene by putting him out there as a cult leader? Because today, I don't know, the social media make it seem like today's culture society is crazier than when Elijah Muhammad was doing it. Creating an army, the soldiers, the FOI. Disney helping Nature Boy recruit. Whatever terms you want to look or see and hear recruitment. Because them numbers need to get up. Yeah, he had a lot of social media numbers. He had a lot of followers. He had a lot of views. But for Disney, he didn't have enough soldiers. He didn't have enough members on hand in assembly stockpile. Okie doke. That's what it's saying. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. Further on, there's controversies. Nature Boy got controversies. I ain't want to go in all this. Anyway, just controversies. I'm looking at them. You know? And personal life, kind of went over that. He got his honors. Portrayals on screen. Okay. Oh, he was portrayed by. Well, in the docuseries, Disney, Hulu, ABC News Studios, Nature Boy was portrayed by. They showed some clips of him. He wasn't in the docuseries. He alive and well. But Elijah Muhammad's been portrayed by some in the Malcolm X movie. All of that in the movie Ali. And The Godfather of Harlem. And recently portrayed in the drama biography by National Geographic. Okay, so Elijah Muhammad, name, figure, image, doing big things. National Geographic, I don't know. I'd say that's up here with Disney Plus and him. Genius, MLKX. All right, so if y'all want to know more, see more. See also African American Muslims, also known as Black Muslims, for more information. Afrocentrism, more information. Islam in the United States, more information. The hate that hate produced, if you want some more information. And Brigham Young, if you want some more information. Okay. Now, Leo Bishop. This man ain't got no Wikipedia article. He got Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones. Was he on the cover of Rolling Stones? What we got here? What we got here, y'all? What we got here? Is he on the cover of the Rolling Stones? Y'all know what? StreamYard Studio these days, they auto-generate clips from the broadcast. I'm curious to see what they auto-generate today. Funny. I'm in the mood today. I'm telling y'all, I'm in the mood today. I got some things to bring to the platform. I got some recordings to bring, and I'll talk about them, narrate them live. But I'm telling y'all, I've been some places lately. Oh my dear, I can't wait to share with y'all. Carbon Nation. He declared himself a god to a group of dedicated Okay. Somebody somewhere got a problem. Okay. You know what I mean? Social media, so-called powers that be. I'm here. Yes, I did tell somebody on the project with one of my many projects right now. I probably got 12 active projects right now. Y'all gonna see the results of them as they come about. Y'all gonna hear about it. Be about it. Wait. I only plan on being here about 40 minutes, so it's about to be a wrap. Yeah, I got preview handle. And somewhere it's dinner time. Somewhere it's time for dinner. Okay, yeah. I appreciate everybody being here. And I appreciate the people who like the video. I appreciate people that subscribe to my YouTube channel. And people who my TikTok. Facebook, we're gonna talk about it. You know, I only got like 30 friends over there. Since I started on, I'm not a fan. Anyway, I will see you all real soon here. What was today? What's the Tuesday, May? I will be back next week. I focus on some of these projects and get them in their next levels. I will be here to start my some misfortunes and mishappenings in Georgia. In the meantime, though, I thank you all for being here. Enjoy yourself. Okay? Enjoy yourself. And always. Okay? We clear on that first and always. I appreciate you all. Bye now.